Okay, so hello everyone. Today we are doing a group alignment for clarity and discernment around saying yes or no. And someone just wrote here, Kimberly, thank you. Having conversations that empower people around us to be able to go for the life that they love instead of enabling them when they are desperate because they didn't do their work. And now they are in fear and you're expected to fix. So we had some people sharing that they feel that they're expected to take care of people who haven't done that, who haven't prepared long term. It's not the family really that expects them to do that, but somehow they feel maybe there is the expectation. Also, we had people sharing about parents expecting help, being taken care of, or taking like us taking care of land or the place. We were talking also about clients, when how to say no when clients are trying to get a session and not pay or they don't do their part. And we are also talking about alignment where people really find us according to the resonance and not having to do the traditional marketing. So again, it's saying, yes and no to the ways things are done, right? We are expected to do them. All this we are going to put in a constellation today and see what shows up, how the field guides us and helps us to find a place of confidence and discernment for saying yes and saying no, and deciding freely how we want to take care of people and what is their part, and what is our part. All right, so I'm ready to start. Here we go. Oops. So I'm going to put out us as the conscious entrepreneurs, or also conscious individuals that are joining us even when they are not entrepreneurs to grow with us, because a lot what happens in the business is similar to what happens in our personal lives and relationships. So all are welcome, as long as the intention is to grow and open your heart and to heal. So that's us, representing us. Most of us are still women in the group. Men are welcome, but they didn't join us yet. They didn't find us yet. I hope that soon we will have some. So that's us. Now, the parts that should learn to discern when to say yes and when to say no, and how they want to contribute to others, be it our parents or our clients. I will use this color for it. And whenever I touch this part, and whenever we spoke before, I felt sadness. I felt sadness. So we will see where it's coming from. I feel it now too. There's sadness around this part. So I would like to put out our clients, people that we are meant to help. And sometimes, you know, we help them when we teach them too. Like, you know, whenever they come in contact with us, we need to be an example of integrity and also show to them how to say no. So when they are expecting something out of entitlement or something that is inappropriate, we need to model to them. And I have often people tell me like, thank you so much for modeling that, right? Not letting them get away with not doing their part. So I was sharing about, you know, how I do it with my kids too. And I have to do it with my former husband too. Because often like he feels entitled and I have to teach him a no. Even after 5 years being divorced, I still have to teach him the power of the no. Okay, so I would like to put in the clients. Let's put orange for clients. I would like to put in our family, mother and father, and also extended family, right? Like there are often black sheep in the family or scapegoats and who knows. I would like to put one marker for them as well. So I'm going to use, let's see. I don't know, brown for our mother. Green for our father. And those in the family that get in trouble, like for some reason, there are the troublesome ones that may end up in desperate situations that we have to save them from. Or that we believe we are expected to save them from. And sometimes we are expected to save them from, especially when we are well off and prepared and don't have other things to take care of. Sometimes people think we don't have other things to do. So that's those people. And then the part of the discernment, I feel like 2 more things and I don't know yet what they are. What else did I have? Oh, the responsibility and entitlement. Okay. Here. Responsibility. Oh, I feel sadness. Entitlement. I will put pink as entitlement. Okay.
Can there be teaching others so that they can take responsibility? And
I think that would come from that part that has the discernment when to say yes and when to say no and when to model to others, you know, with confidence. I think that would be that part. Or do you feel like that's another aspect?
I think there's something about guiding others. Like for me to say no is one thing, and then people can react accordingly. But for them for me to actually guide them to even setting their own boundaries or having like being enabled in their own power, so they can get what they want, but they don't necessarily have to have everybody do it for them.
So that would be, let me see. I kind of still feel that it's coming from this part.
Okay.
unless like you would put it as our purpose, you know, but everyone may have a different purpose. That may be like your purpose if that's what you want it to be, you know, teaching people or guide them. I don't know, I still feel it's just a sport because it's done when you say yes, you say no. In a way you are modeling integrity to others and you know, being self-expressed, and so they may take it if they want to, but they don't have to. they also can choose to hate you and that's fine too, you know, that's also guidance. So yeah. So I think I like it as it is right now. But let's see. But in a way, you are right. Like there is like the outcome that we really want, which is freedom, like to live our life according to our desires and also according to our frequency. That's how I see that. Does it resonate, you guys? Like living the life according to our principles, because since we are working on ourselves, you know, and we are taking responsibility, is that the outcome that we want?
Yes, I like it.
And not being dragged down by other people not doing the work. So I would leave it here as the outcome. You don't see it though.
The thing is, the discernment is going to bring that, because sometimes we are the one dragging ourselves down.
Yeah, that's true. So I would just leave this as the outcome of higher frequency. Okay, like where I somehow want to end up. I will know that the constellation is done when we end up there and align and integrate. So is that okay? I think now it's complete. Thank you. And there is sadness, 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 sadness.
Did we establish the intention?
Yeah. If you like, you can state yours. If anyone else would like to state theirs. The intention that I understood was to help us discern and know when to say yes and when to say no. Would you like to state something?
I just want to say empowerment for everybody around us and ourselves.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add their intention? It's so interesting. You know, guys, like how I usually like start and everything is connected. Right now, it's like this is out. Like it's not about this.
So that was discernment and ourselves.
Yeah. So maybe this doesn't see what's going on, or it's not about that. Like I don't know yet, but it doesn't belong there right now. I want to put it here. So it's like someone else is the main player here. So let's see. Yeah, so now I can move when it's out. There's sadness also. So here's mother. Here's mothers, and here is what I said was like the one that is in trouble in the family. Every family has like that one person, or sometimes they have more, but this is representing those who get into big trouble and cannot take care of themselves. Often they have addictions. Could be even handicap or something like that. So they depend on others. They are in situation where they depend on others. So now mother is looking at them, and this is representing the responsibility, and this is representing the entitlement. So now they step on here on the entitlement. I'm just going with the movement. I don't know yet what's happening. This is the higher frequency. Alignment, knowing the responsibility. So it comes in, and so these have the opportunity to step into that. So that's entitlement, and you know, the person that's in trouble, they step on the higher frequency of the alignment that we wanted as the outcome of the constellation. So they are here and they hold the mothers. So the alignment and then the entitlement and, you know, the person that is in trouble. They hold the mother or the mothers. I don't know yet what that means, you guys, so I just have to let some time pass and show me. So disconnected. These are connected. I do feel the fathers in a supportive position here on the right side. So when they come here, then the mother can step out. Okay. And now they're looking at each other, the fathers. And there is, the feeling I'm having is losing control, like completely going into chaos. And losing control is as if it feels as if this child would be taken by a tornado. Like you let go of them and the tornado takes them and just bounces them around and they have like no control over life. It's something about control, trying to control it's about, now this is coming here closer, it's about thinking that the responsible way is to control this person's life, like they feel that it is expected to completely like control this person's life, like not to let them get hurt, but at the same time, like we are watching them being in this tornado, being bounced back and forth and up and down and just like being thrown in all directions. And there is feeling of, okay, I am responsible to control their life. I just because I'm the mother. It feels like it's especially from the mother's position. But at the same time, is looking at what's happening to them is just like, oh my God. Like I didn't even realize there are so many possibilities to get into trouble and fail, and like I don't even know, like there are so many possibilities to get screwed. And so bringing control into this tornado is futile. Like, it's impossible. So the way I can do it is if I tie them, if I tie them down, you know, like I don't allow them to do anything. Because every time I let a little bit freedom to them, they just get hurt and they get into trouble and they burn themselves. Like, I have to completely like stifle them in order for them not to get hurt. Because like it's something about, it's like they are different. Like there's something awkward about them. Like they are not entirely here. It's as if they were not entirely here, aware. So it's like a toddler that is learning to walk, and they just like hit their head constantly. Except like for this person is not just during the childhood, it's like constant. It's like is that trouble child, and I'm labeling them like that, like they will never figure it out. Like there's something awkward, something different about them. And the only way to bring control for these people is to like keep them locked, like keep them locked and just decide what they get, right? Like I decide what they get. So yeah, here's the money so you don't get hurt. Here's the food that is healthy for you. Here is the house in the safe neighborhood. Like take complete control over them and take full responsibility over what happens in their life. And that will somehow, I believe, like somehow it will stop the chaos, it will stop the tornado. So that's what I'm doing. I'm stepping there. Yeah, I'm taking like full control over this person, just as I would over a 2-year-old, but they can be any age. They can be any age. And I just decided, it's actually like my decision that I have to control their life because they're in danger. They're not able to live on their own. And just like when they are bouncing and getting their lesson, it's too much, it's too dangerous for them. They are too delicate. I decided like this person is too delicate. They will never learn. They're different. This is the father and mother. There's their union, like they get together. They merged. I have no idea what's going on. I hope it makes sense at the end. They merged. Now I take the responsibility. I'm going to split these. So I'm looking now at the little child, like the 2-year-old, and it's the entitlement also here, right? I feel very responsible. Yes, I have to be there. I have to watch over them. Definitely have to take care of them. But when they go to like a 3-year-old, I think that I need to start to teach them responsibility and consequences for I have to let them experience the consequences, with other words. So I start teaching the entitled one, right? The one that needs our full protection. I start to teach them responsibility. Now, when they are, I don't know, somehow, so they merge with the responsibility and they recognize the parents. And thank them for life. They thank them for bringing them, or like allowing me to be alive, right? Like they give me life, and I thank them for that, and I bow to them for that. But then I turn around and I go out into the world, and I go out and I learn, I observe, I experience, I experiment, and I learn, and I grow, and I grow, and I grow, and I grow. And I could say, I could go on, and I grow, 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 and I grow. Okay, so this one is growing here. So the entitlement was for life, and the responsibility is to go with that life and learn and grow. So the entitlement was up until like 2-year-old. And then one starts learning like little responsibilities, and one starts going more outside, right? Like we get babysitters, or we go to preschool, we start gathering our own experiences. So it's all about I grow, I grow, I grow, I grow. I don't know about this one. So there's sadness again. Those are still not connecting. We are still not even connecting to this. We are just watching, we are just observers. So this was the one that is always in trouble or always ends up needing help. I want to put them on the parents, and they want to lie down, so I will allow it. These are the ones that are called to represent forgotten ancestors. They represent those who passed away, like in accidents or in violence, or like something bad happened to them, and these people, these like scapegoats or the troublesome ones in the family, they are refusing to stand up because they're calling attention to the ancestry that was not acknowledged. Literally, like this person chooses to suffer, to call attention to suffering. It's not that they choose entitlement, but they're entitled to suffer if they choose so. Does it make sense? So they're entitled to suffer and to love or keep the loyalty to suffering or to ancestry if they choose so. Like I refuse to stand up. And I refuse to go and live and learn and grow, like all that. I refuse that. I refuse to do something with my life, because how can I live my life if someone in my family passed away or couldn't live or went out with big terrible suffering or trauma or was not loved? How can I ever live my life freely if those people are not being acknowledged and seen? And so I don't think I'm aware of this connection, that I'm like magnetically pulled to that suffering. But I'm definitely like a cork on like it's sucking me in, and I put the cork on by refusing to move. So I'm kind of like holding the hole that is like pulling the energy. I plug it in. I don't know why I'm like on the parents though. Like, why am I on both of them? It's like at the same time, it's like a weight. It's like I'm like their burden. I'm burdening them. And I'm probably quite heavy on them. And that I feel entitled to be a weight, to be resistance. Yeah, I feel entitled to put out resistance, to live, to go out and grow. And I do feel entitled to be a weight, to be a burden on both parents. And I think they do have the choice to push me off and say no. But I don't know how strong they are to do that. So let me see what happens. I will represent the parents now when they heard that. So this is the mother. She's looking now at us for the first time, and also at the part that needs to learn to discern and be confident about their yes and no's. I'm looking at them and I'm saying, I am choosing to carry this one. I am choosing to carry this one in my heart, and that's how I honor my ancestors, those who suffered before. It's not even like ancestors, it's like the humans that suffered before, like the whole like suffering of the human race. Like that's my part to carry, part of the human suffering. Like it's my loyalty to human suffering or to humans. I feel like it's my responsibility to do that. To pay the price, there is some sacrifice going on here, like believing that I do have to sacrifice just because I'm human. It's like that's how we connect together as humans. We have to carry part of the sacrifice. We have to carry part of the suffering. Why is it that the woman believes that more than the man? It's also like the man is like, yeah, like I will be supportive of you carrying that suffering. But it's also because they maybe watch women, carrying a baby and this is very interesting constellation here. It's like, yeah, you carry the suffering. It's like carrying a baby, and if this baby happens to be always dependent, you carry that. But he's standing here in a supportive position. Like, yeah, if that person, chooses, like the baby, if they choose not to ever grow up and not to ever take responsibility, like, yes, like the woman takes over. Because somehow they are made to know how to take care of someone who doesn't know how to take care of them, just because they are made to be mothers, and so somehow they have the know-how. And I wouldn't know what to do with them at all. I wouldn't. So yeah, she will have to do that. It's so interesting that everyone else is outside, it's just so not connecting. So let me see how she feels. She is willing to carry that. It's almost like an animal, like a mule, like, okay, I will carry the weight. I will carry the weight. So this one is still growing, learning here, doesn't really see that is happening. Client. So clients can actually choose to be this, or they can choose to be this. So this is the person that is the weight and refusing to grow, refusing to learn, like they're unconsciously connected to the suffering of humanity and believe that they are entitled to be the weight, to be the burden. And so clients can choose this, but they can also choose this, which is take responsibility and grow the little one, like grow the life that they got, grow the experiences. It's interesting that they choose it. They have the choice to become this or to become this. This is the higher frequency. If the higher frequency goes there, So higher perspective, if we put it here, what happens? Ooh, gives me chills. Like when they let go of the burden, gives me chills. It's very this would require a lot of trust in higher power. It would require a lot of trust in that there's something bigger that guides us, and the responsibility is not 100% mine. And that kind of level of trust, that's why I'm calling it's too much. It's too much because I'm so used to carry that weight. So now I'm even itchy. It's the itchiness is like what do you call it? Like the drug retrieval, or like when you detox all the drugs that you have been taking. Then people often have rashes and all the toxins are coming out. So I feel like that, very uncomfortable, very itchy, like a drug addict that is trying to clean themselves out of the addiction. And I want to throw up. I want to purge. And it just feels like everything is out of control. Like everything is out of my control. And I have like vertigo with that and feel completely disoriented. Like letting, higher power, God, or something bigger take care of that weight. Wow, it makes me feel irresponsible too. Yeah, I feel irresponsible if I do that because it's too much, like the energy is too strong. So here I go back and I'm like, oh, no, come, I carry you again, come, because otherwise it would be too much transformation. So it's like, when you go through detox, and I'm going through this now too. You go through detox and it's too much, like you don't feel very well, like you get some symptoms like rashes or diarrheas, or you feel vertigo and kind of like out of control. Then you're like, okay, let me eat some crap to ground myself. So like, okay, let me have a piece of bread, and then so I put it like back in, right? Put the weight back in. So now like, oh, everything slows down. So now I have control over everything again because it slows down. And so I put it in again into the belly, right? Put the crap in. And now I'm grounded again. It's not like, whoo, high frequency. So I need to be able to take control and like responsibility. Like now I am part of everything again because everything slowed down. So this one that is growing, 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 what else are they doing? Oh, eventually they come here. Now they are aligning with us, or we are taking responsibility of growing the 2-year-old. And we are learning to discern, to say yes and to say no. Oh, it's interesting that I put it the same direction as the responsibility. And I'm looking at our fathers. And I see that the father has the ability to stay uninvolved, but they also have that freedom because they would never have like some other being that is helpless inside them. So I'm looking at them and like, wow, so you actually can stay uninvolved with carrying the burden. But you can become, they do have a choice to become the burden, but not necessarily to carry the burden unless they want to take over the role of the mother, which I think there is a possibility to do that. Let me try. No, not really, not really. So they are actually not involved in carrying the burden the way that mothers are. And now I see the mother or mothers, and I see the burden. I see the people that feel they're entitled to be a burden. And they're entitled to be on top of the mother. And so I also see like many people can choose that. So the father can choose it, the clients can choose it. Even I could choose it to go there and to become the burden. I'm not sure if I can resolve this, guys, or if this is just acknowledgement what is. Let me see. So she's here again. So for her to let go of this, it would require like very strong faith and allowing the transformation and the complete chaos. It would also mean, okay, when I do that and I leave these people to the higher power, or to something bigger than me, and they go into the tornado, I have to allow the tornado to carry me as well. And it's very scary at first, but I'm realizing now when I stepped there, it was just an illusion that it would go like shh, because now that I'm doing it, it actually slows down. So it turns me, it spirals me a few times. But then it slows down. Now I'm ending here. So the mothers that allow that, or women, right? Potential mothers too, right? So those that allow that, women in general, right? Because it's like about just the potentiality that we can carry someone else. And then somehow collective is thinking that's why we can carry other burdens too. So women that allow the higher power or something bigger than us to move us and to take care of the burdens instead of us taking care of them. Releasing those burdens and trusting that everything will align better than when I'm trying to control and keep someone down, to keep like perfect control. When I allow that, it spins me out and I become this. So it's it really seems that it is up to us women to stop trying to control the reality and allowing the bigger movements to happen, and to carry those that are in need, but also to carry us and align us. allow those that believe that they're entitled to be a burden, just allow them to live their life, allow life to show them or to carry them. Also allow our mothers to decide when they are ready to allow that movement, when they are ready to let go of the burdens. You know, like I see compassion with them. Like I see like, okay, we all have to be ready for something. Like I have to be ready for my detox. It's not just like, okay, go cold turkey right away. Like I have to be ready and let go of the control. And have room for that, have time for that, and yeah, be just ready for that. So it's similar. Let's have compassion with them to let go when they are ready. And it's interesting, like fathers or men, they don't go into those dynamics. So, but they are supportive of the women. It's interesting that they showed like 3 times more as a support. They are holding space or supportive of the women to go through this. And there is like this understanding like, well, I cannot take that on. Like it is women. But it doesn't feel like they are putting it on them. It's just, let me see. I will try to pick the burdens by the father now and see what happens. Yeah, it gives me, I want to throw up when I do that. So if I take on the burdens, I will probably not do it for a long time. Like I will let go of it much faster than women would. So somehow women have more resilience to carry them or to hold on to them than a man. So it's like he would throw up much faster and let go of it. Yeah, so we allow our clients to go here into the alignment now, into like being also carried by something bigger than us, and we are part of it as well. And there will be times we will hold hands with our clients. So the image that I see is like you go around, and at times you hold hands with them, and at times you let them go, and maybe you find them again at the higher level of the spiral, and you hold hands again, and then you swing them to spin them faster, but you let them go and be carried by the field. Yeah, so they're like this short encounters where you recognize each other, because like for a moment you have to go together and then you spin them out. Sometimes they spin you out. That's possible too. Yeah. And so the fathers actually are possibly, I think they are, oh, they're underneath the clients too. So let's see, right here. Okay. I think so the yes is to connect. We are saying yes to connect when we are at the same level. And no means I trust that the field or something bigger than me is going to take care of you and carry you. It's trusting the higher power in a way. It's trusting that there is something bigger than us that moves us all, and it also carries us all. So no really means saying yes to that bigger movement that actually has also it has a larger view, like it sees the whole picture, which we don't. We just have temporary yeses for little parts of the journey, but the bigger sees us all on our journeys and carries us all. And the full responsibility, the blue one, was about saying yes to life and growth. Letting life, or this again, like what holds us, teach us and grow from it. Grow in more awareness and in more experience and more joy. We are also spiraling up. something about those gray ones, these ones, they come to slow the process down or to put the cork on the black hole that pulls us down into like more sadness and sacrifice or something like that. They kind of like put the cork there for a while. It's their choice, and we choose how much we take of that. It's up to us how much we trust that they will be okay without our involvement, or how we want to be involved. We have the choice how we want to contribute to them. I don't think we have the power to change them, but we have the power to trust that they will be taken care of. And we have the power also to choose how we want to contribute to them for whatever, for what they chose to be in life. They chose to represent those who passed away, and they chose not to really move much. So I think it's up to us how we want to deal with them, and if we allow them to burden us, or if we trust something bigger to take care of us all. So I actually want to stand here, and this is to watch life, to watch the spiral that at times feels like crazy tornado, but I think when we allow it, it slows down and it holds us. It's not as chaotic as it seems when we are outside and stepping into that. I'm also taking this. So the entitlement here is also the inner child, you know, this is the 2-year-old that I am promising to take care of. Clients. Fathers, mothers, burdens on women. So they're doing their twisting. And I allow the twisting as well. And I am kind of like moving. I'm just looking at these at times. So there's the victim. Is the victim, is the Is the one taking the blame, I think. And is the one standing by and supporting. It's not turning the other way. Is the hero. Is the one, wait. Is the hero. Let me twist 3 more times. This one is like the attacker, or the one that jumps on the hero's back. It's kind of like makes hero's life more difficult, puts more pressure or more something to battle. And this one, for some reason I want to say this one loves the hero. This one supports the story of the hero and the attacks. This one likes the storyline of heroes and attackers. So he keeps it in place by, I don't know, like he loves the thrill of it or something. I'm turning the other way around again. I don't know why. I'm embracing this one. I'm saying I see you and you are a part of this. So I allow you. But I also allow you to spin out, like to spin on your own. And I allow you as well to be, you know, to play the roles in the world that you are here to play. And I allow you to be carried in the movements as well. And I allow you, the one that likes the drama and the fights, the hero story, I allow you as well to be carried, not by me, but to be part of this whole. And at times I revisit you, and it's not always a father, right? I revisit you in different stories and opportunities. Just as I visit the one that is the weight, and the one that is choosing to sacrifice themselves or to become the hero, to overcome something. So it's all part of this, and it's all part of me too. So now I'm twisting the other way again. I think now it's done. For real. Oh my goodness. That's it for today. I will put the markers here. I want to close this constellation with a little gong. Okay, I'm back. Hello. So this was a little archetypal and different level. Let's see. Whew. Yeah, the crucifixion. Yeah. And my body on the floor looked like crucifixion and suffering. Yeah. Okay, so some people had to leave. That's all right. We have the recording, so they can watch it later. Anyone would like to say something? What you got? Rita, did you want to speak? Go ahead.
Yeah, this one was, I really felt myself a lot of shame in that I've always been labeled the black sheep or the problem child. And that every time I actually tried to get out and support myself, I was shamed and beaten down. And so I felt like this whole cycle, I was all of the parts in this thing. And then you finally said, you know, we're all these parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are all these parts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this one, I felt very keenly that I was all the parts in all the places.
Yeah. But see, like those black sheep, like their role is to connect us to those who suffered. Like they're like, that's my job. And it's important at times. It also slows down the time a little bit, and that's not bad. You know, it gives us the opportunity to look and to feel the pain. So interesting. How do you feel now, though?
Full of tears. I gotta cry and process a bit.
Okay. Yeah, good. Well, thank you. I want to acknowledge you for being there, you know, like feeling also, I know you don't feel the suffering just for the ancestors, for your family. You're also doing it for the world in general. And so it's important. Me too, in a way, you know. I tell people to slow down and they're like, what ancestry, who cares, you know? It's my bottom line that I care about. So we slow them down for times and have them feel the pain and have them become aware where we came from and what the world is going through. Yeah. So I want to acknowledge you for that. We are sisters in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sharon, did you want to share? Oh, wait, I need to unmute you. There, now.
Thank you. It certainly had an impact on me. One of the things I found interesting was with my ankle leg alignment, I have spent a lot of time sort of getting into a comfortable position, you know, like sometimes I lie, sometimes I sit. But one thing I found interesting is today when you did that almost kneeling thing where you put the felt on your back, which was a burden. For the first time this morning, I actually assumed that position. That was the sort of intuitively I felt to do that, which was the first time ever. And so I thought, when I saw you do this, I thought, oh, well, I need to consider whether I feel something, some burden that I'm carrying. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I noticed was, because this week I'm focusing on my injury, which has, I didn't just injure it, it was an old injury that seems to be surfacing and for release. But what I found was around my ankle, I felt a shackle. like somewhere early in the beginning, you talked about being tied down or held in position, something, and the word and the almost an image of a shackle around the ankle came to me.
Wow.
So yeah, lots to process for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I when you are speaking about that, an image comes to my mind. I'm going to post it later. It's of a card from Osho. I don't know what it's, awakening or something like that. And there is a person in that position. I need to find that card. I'm going to show it to you. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else would like to share? I see.
It's Kimberly, and I'm just really tired.
Yeah.
But I like that the black sheep or the like whoever is in that I liked it when the mother allowed the higher power just to deal with whatever was going on so they can grow and be like just that's part of their path, and they're going to learn lessons as they go, and it's not on us to control everything. That was really good.
She felt at the beginning that they have the full control, but then as we were going,
and that was the way out of it, is just let go of that control and let go of that's her burden, or that's she has to help everybody. And
when she tried it for a little bit, remember, I was like coughing, and I was like, no, I take it back now. Slow down, But as we moved on, she was able to do the dance, allow those dynamics. Yeah. It was a little bit also like planets, like going around, allow the forces, like sometimes they come closer and further. It was interesting. Yeah.
That also opens up the conversation around clients that have so much stuff going on that you want to help them and you want to like fix them or get them through that, and it's like that's not our responsibility. It's when people are ready, they'll actually come to you, and you can actually just trust the people who are ready to get healing can just come. And it
was up to them which one they choose. Did you see that was so interesting? It was up to them if they want to be a burden or if they want to be responsible. Like we don't have that power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Stella, are you ready to share?
Yeah, sure. What came to me for those who don't know me, I worked for a long time, like 30 years with I'm a Gestalt therapist at my base. And the thing I was thinking of right away is that when you see the people that are like the burden in the family, they play an important role, and that is the one of the black sheep is the one who's the symptom bearer of the rest of the family, not only the ancestors. That was interesting when you got to the ancestors. So what I've seen a lot is that when people take back their own stuff, parents, grandparents, siblings, whatever, things happen with that person.
Yeah.
So the person who is like, oh, so hopeless, always on drugs, so that it always falls back. But when people around them actually say, oh, sorry, that's my shit, and take it back, then the other person has the capacity to actually regain their own strength because they're carrying the symptom bearers of the family. Yeah. You see that in animals too. You can see that in dogs or in cats and whatever. They carry the symptoms of that. You put the burden on them. So that is an aspect that is.
It usually appears like that in constellations. It didn't now, like it was.
No, it didn't. No. I saw. So I thought it was interesting that the aspect of also carrying from previous. Generations, that aspect also came out. So it's like that is a lot for one person, both the family and the previous ancestors is like, whew, yeah. So that was that just came to mind. Then for my own, I did not feel much. It was not very heavy for me. It was just like interesting observation. But what came to me about my, I want this relationship, or I want a relationship, might be with whomever. And then I was talking about clients and my frequency. And what I could see is there was like relationship, and then it's like split up into clients and partner. And then it got together to frequency. And I could see like the frequency and the relationship and these two things. And I like, so when my frequency like stabilizes, because that's where I'm at, things are like right now. So when it gets stabilized, both the clients and the partnership will show up. It's like the same frequency.
Yeah.
That was really interesting that it became so clear to me while this was going on, but it was very non-traumatic, not
dramatic.
No, it was like no drama. It was super cool. I was just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, sure, fine. And then it just, this shape presented itself. It's like, oh, right, it's like the relationship, the clients, the partner, and the frequency. And they like go back and forth. So yeah, so that was just great to see. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Janine.
Hey, I saw really huge cosmic themes personally. Especially when you lay on the ground, and I immediately saw the crucifixion. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we, particularly those of, I guess, Christian Judeo heritage, we have worshipped suffering for so many centuries. We have deified suffering, mm-hmm. including the image of the crucifixion as deifying suffering as opposed to deifying the Christ light. So what I saw was, if we're in this cosmic transformation now to go to a higher energy level, that's what was playing out for me. Even when you kind of said this is like planets moving and you were swirling around, and we're not ready yet to get to that energy level where we flush this worship of suffering, where we all even honor our suffering and we hold out our wounds to compare with everyone, to get to this next level, which we're not ready for yet, but I think we're pushing up the brink. That's what I saw in the cyclone.
Yeah, it was like addiction too, remember?
Yeah, it's addicted. We're addicted to our suffering, and you had to grab it back to grab us into a little bit of current reality to say, whoa, I'm not ready to go to that new transition level yet. It's too head spinning. But I saw us bumping up there, and the fact that the females were carrying the suffering, I thought, original sin. That's the myth of original sin that was placed on women. Women accepted it, and women have been carrying that burden. And the people that come in and, if you could, carry the burden of being the sufferers or the bad kids, are within that dynamic that society has set up, playing that role in the family. Okay, I'll play the role of the sufferer, and you'll play the role of the burdened martyr, and you'll play the role of the one standing alongside supporting all of us. So that's really what I saw, and my head was just spinning. And because I'm feeling so energetically right now, as other people have said, some huge shit's going on. Mm-hmm. And we are, like little spring flowers trying to pop up from the ground. And the fact that you couldn't take us there, because I was like, oh, please, will we be able to hold this new frequency and release this worshiping of suffering? And we can't yet. You couldn't. The fact that you couldn't hold it told me, well, we can't hold it yet. And what will the world look like when we no longer worship suffering? I have no idea. That will be the new. I don't know what that's going to be like, because we've done it for so long. I mean, we even have entire cultures who constantly bring out their pain of, look what happened to us, and it's our addiction. So anyway, to me,
human. It's part of being human. It's a human identity.
And I thought about that too. Towards the very end, I thought, well, maybe the fact that we come to this earth plane and have free will means we're supposed to suffer, and maybe, and I thought, I don't know, I don't have a big enough brain or heart or spirit yet to answer those kinds of questions on this plane, on this level. But I was like, wow, that's what I kept seeing, was just this rich history we have, even when you called that one person the hero. And I thought, mind blown. You can't have a hero without having a victim. Because who will the hero save? You know, so anyway, that's
yeah. But it was also interesting that the hero was the woman, you know, like it's the hidden hero.
right.
It was like, that's why I was twisting so much, like, oh no, it's not the man, but the man likes the story.
Right. And to me you're twisting, and you kept bringing in the imagery of a vortex.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought, yeah, we are going, definitely, as we're all feeling, and we all know energies are shifting, and we're going to a higher vortex, and experiencing what many of us are experiencing now is like being in a tornado, and you don't know which way is up and which way is down, and
I was going clockwise and then also back.
Right. And so anyway, to me, that's where I was, because I just kept going, whoa, this is anyway, that's what I saw. And I was surprised that I that's why I wanted to go last, because I was a little surprised that I didn't internalize this on a much more personal level. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to hear everybody else's experiences, mm-hmm. because I thought, you know, anyway, that's like explaining the dynamics of what we saw from the inside out. I was kind of looking at it from the outside in.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I love what everybody said. You know, it's like, okay, different perspectives of looking at the same.
Yes. But that's the fractals again.
Yeah.
You're each like our own flower, a part of it. How do you feel about boundaries and this need to do something about your relative?
Very early on in the my heart kind of got a smile and settled, and that was just an energetic thing. And I thought, oh, I love this group of women. Because I can come here, and whether I understand it intellectually or not, I feel so much better now. And I thank all of you, especially you, Klara, but I thank all of the participants, this wonderful group of women, because I thought, oh, I feel so much better having plugged into this energy with you guys. And I really saw the person I'm having the issue with is so very much playing the role of carrying the suffering. This is a sufferer. This is someone who is just a suffering person. And it made me feel clearer, and we'll see if I can actually act on it. And then I'm the burdened female carrying the original sin. And I was the one, I've so often called myself the donkey, you know, and it's funny that you said I do. And I'm like, I'm a little donkey. I pick everything up. I trudge along up the mountainside. And I don't look like I'm as strong as I am, but I am. And I just keep more piled on. Mm-hmm. And I thought, yeah, I'm playing the role of the one carrying the burden. And this other person's playing the role of ancestral burden. It just clicked. Now, how I will experience that, I will get back to you. I think it shifted.
Yeah, awesome.
And then my realization was, well, of course, if I shift it within myself, it will automatically shift in the vibe I'm putting out to the world. And so, and I was like, well, all I have to do is shift myself, and everything will, you know, like in that movie Inception, everything will shift and move around. So we will see.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Very
anyway.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Beautiful sharing. Thank you. Markia, would you like to go?
I think I echo what everybody else said. And the one thing I noticed about this constellation more than any of the other ones is I was very sleepy, like throughout the, throughout the entire time and kind of going in and out. So I think there is definitely something deeper happening there.
Wow.
I probably will want to go through and watch it again because this is the first time that's ever happened to
Well,
me.
so now you know how others feel at times, right? You were like,
Yeah.
why is it happening to them? Yes, and this one is touching.
So it's very interesting, that my mind was definitely trying to check out, and I was getting bits and pieces, and everything everybody said rings true and deep. And I want to I think even now I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to go take a nap and just let it sort of
that's good.
settle. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for holding space today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then we have Kimberly. Kimberly, did you want to speak?
Yeah, no, just that I thought I actually already spoke. I just, yeah, I was the one that was exhausted.
You said that.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah,
So
I already spoke.
with
I'm here with
Marcia. Both of them exhausted. Okay. So I just let you integrate.
And I was just gonna say, and I really appreciate the idea around that. I think it was Janine that mentioned about like the Jesus Christ and how it's really glorified suffering.
Yeah.
And that's really insightful. So thank you, Janine, for that. That was really whoa, oh my God.
Yeah.
And there is need for shift. That's where we can go as human beings. So that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Lisa, did you want to share? Let's see. Maybe not.
So, this is Stella. I would like to confirm what Janine said. I just want to give this confirmation to Janine because this is something I have been thinking about for many, many, many years. That we, I don't consider myself a Christian, but I'm born into a Christian society like most of us, and that we have this weird thing of the greatest symbol for love in our culture is a torture instrument. And when I was a small child, I went to Catholic school and to a nunnery school in Italy. And I always, even as a child, thought that was really weird. That the greatest sign of love is the cross, where someone died. For me, it was like, this is really strange. So I just want to say, I love that you brought that up, that our culture is addicted to suffering, and that we're all brought up in this idea that suffering is the best thing ever, and if you suffer, that's top notch. So it's crazy. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Okay. All right, so I will keep it here. The resonance of suffering and how we are addicted to that, and I hope that we all find our own way to liberate ourselves from that, and not to ignore suffering, but also to trust the love, and to trust joy and higher frequencies, and that everything is well, and everything will turn out good for us if we allow it. So we are being carried by something bigger than us, and there is no need to control, and there is no need to carry the burdens, old burdens. And when we are ready, we will release them together with the suffering, and we'll do it as humanity together. We are getting there. So appreciate you all, everyone who showed up today and contributed and held space. And I appreciate also everyone who is going to watch this and allow these shifts in consciousness to happen to them as well, or to you as well. So, okay, have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.